Hey guys, Wade here again with another update. I thought I would update you on the Canopy Latch handle setup. I've been working on this thing quite a bit. I've made two new mods of this triangular interconnect piece. I'll try to get down in here and see if I can get a shot of this. But right, that slot right there, I've reprinted a couple of these so that you can see that right there, this gray 3D printed plastic interconnect piece is filling up that slot just about as much as possible. And messing around with this for a couple of hours minimum since the last video, I can tell you that as far as dialing it in, now there's a lot more weight on the canopy because I've added a couple boards because I'm putting a frame on to take the canopy off. But this handle, you can see it. If you were to look at the last video, there's probably a good at least 1/8 of an inch higher. I think that gap is going up because of my tweaks. However, the problem isn't opening the canopy. I think I could dial that in with this setup, and I think it would be fine. I wanted to take this video because I'm about ready to dismantle this and do a reconfiguration on it. The problem isn't with the opening of the canopy. The problem is, and I'm going to try to do this one-handed because I'm holding the camera, but watch the handle here and specifically watch this front hook. Because this connecting piece is allowed to rotate aft, it doesn't put a secure hold on this front hook. So in flight, what I'm concerned about, and I have seen a couple of variants of this handle where somebody has like a rotating little catch right here, like a lock or something. I don't know if it goes to the outside, but inside it actually holds this handle to the sidewall. Maybe there's not enough over centering action going off inside of here, which that's my desire, to make sure that I just get a nice over center to hold the handle closed. But the problem is with this rotating back, I'm going to push up on the canopy. So I've got my hand on the canopy. See how that rotates up? So again, the opening I don't think is going to be an issue with this style of canopy latch handle. It's the closing and the securing. Again, air stream gets up underneath here and it can pop this thing up. And I can't figure out, I wish I was a mechanical engineer and I wish I was a whole lot smarter, but since I'm just trying to do monkey see, monkey do as far as off of a picture, and I couldn't, as an aside, I tried to track that owner down of that Long-EZ. I talked to David Orr, aka Beagle. I talked to Terry Schubert, talked to a number of people, the old guard, to see if they knew that owned that plane and who's, had that Long-EZ with that specific configuration. I will post a picture in this video of what I have to show you what I'm going off of. But with this rotation right here, I don't think this is going to work for securing the canopy in the closed position for what I need to do. So I'm going to modify it, and after I do, I'll add that to the video, or I'll make a new video, but I just wanted to show you guys that. So I'm back. I've got the canopy open, as you can see. I've reconfigured the canopy latch handle here. Now, when I tried this method, this straight line method, if you will, just goes from that second hook, connects in, and then I used just kind of an extended version of what's used in the plans for attaching these canopy hooks to each other. Usually there's one of these at each hook. Well, I guess there's one in the middle. So I attached the plate, as you can see, to this crossbar here, and then over the machinations of me trying to see if this would work, I ended up re-drilling a hole here and moving this gray plate down a tad, working on different configurations. Now, I had a suspicion that this straight line from point A to point B here was going to have some difficulties. I even discussed this before I even installed the canopy handle. I discussed it with my buddy Dave Barinholtz down in Australia. He was down there. I was here in the States. But the problem is this starts low, and then when it pivots up higher. Now, if it's connected to this guy, obviously that's not an issue because they're both doing that. And it's about 1/4 of an inch difference from what I can tell, give or take, but approximately. So that it kind of comes down and swooshes in, which makes sense. But that creates a problem, and that's why I'm starting with the canopy open, because if you just look at the mechanism, it gets both of these and the guys in the back, the 2 hooks back there, it gets them all equally up in the air so that they can get over and connect. You know, they can miss the connecting latch on the upper side. That guy right there, we can miss that and just barely miss it and then latch onto it. Seems like it should work. So let's try closing the canopy. I'm going to have to move that latch a little bit. I'm going to have to torque on it just a hair because they're going to hit right now. So now let's try this. All right, so all looks good. But then when I try to put the handle forward, see how this is bent? So again, I kind of knew that was what was going on, but I'm trying to work my way through this process so that I can figure out what needs to give. I kind of like this straight line approach, and I think it's Bill Allen in England that has a handle like this, and what he has here is he has another little attachment, a nub here, that will rotate up and down and give that little bit of a relief for that to move. So that's one of my options, and then I have 1 or 2 more options that I'll be looking at, but I'm going to reprint a couple of, they all deal with this interface right here. I'm going to reprint one of these first and try out the original method I had, which had this coming in, connecting here through a Heim connector, and then the other one going up high. I'm going to put it back to kind of quote unquote the original. Try that out, and then I'll have one option that includes this long connecting bar right here. So I just wanted to show you this as an interim step so you could see the process as I'm working through it. Hey guys, I'm back. It's been a few days. I've made a couple of distinct mods. I want to show you these mods with the canopy open. Since I have blue tape on the canopy, next week I plan on painting the interior, so I want to leave that on there. So it'll be a little bit dark once I get to the point of actually showing you the operation. I am going to tweak it even further, but right now, this guy right here, this interconnecting triangular piece, I've added this boot, and it's so that when this thing tries to pivot counterclockwise, when this thing tries to come up, that boot catches hold of that. And the second mod I made is, as I was dialing it in, I could open it fine, but then when I tried to close it, I wasn't getting enough throw on the handle. So I moved this pin right here farther towards the nose, maybe just a hair over, maybe 150 thousandths, and just a hair outboard. So this hole out here is the old hole, and then this hole closer is the new hole. So this thing is repositioned slightly. So I'll show this to you. It actually, that part works, and then I need to make the angle right now. Let's say the angle on the boot is like this, and I'll show this to you. I need to make it more almost 90 degrees. So I'll show you that in just a second. Okay, I thought I'd show you the closing of the canopy. You can see how this latch reacts when this canopy closes. So it slams forward, and like I said, it doesn't really necessarily lock. There's an over center there, but it's pretty passive. I would like more of a snap to know that it's locked. But I talked to a couple guys at Rough River that actually kind of told me that these things, the ones that they had, didn't snap shut. I can feel just a hair of a spring back there, so I'll have to try this and look on the outside and see if this is even on the outside, or if it's still kind of pulling back in. I may have to move this rod and move that pin, dial it in just a little bit better. But as you can see, what I wanted to show you here, if I can get a shot of it, there's a gap right there. Now watch as I push up on the canopy. Watch this boot right here. See how that does that? So it's a lot better than it was. So I'll keep thinking of ideas. If any of you guys have any ideas, let me know. But like I said, I'm just going to reprint this boot, make this this angle a little bit shallower so that it grabs a hold of this bar here earlier. And I don't think it's going to take a lot of pressure just to keep the canopy closed once it's closed, and the latches are in. But I'm an armchair engineer, so. But that's the plan right now, and I'll print it and then show you one more time and then get this thing posted, because it's been a few days since I started this video. Hey guys, Wade here. This is the last installment for this video. All right, so I'm going to close the canopy again so you can see this action. I've got a bright light on because I've got this blue tape, so hopefully it'll allow a little bit of light in here. So because I added this new one and adjusted some stuff, this is not closing all the way. So I think it's because I put that pin a little bit, just a hair outboard, so I need to bring it back in even with the original hole. So there's that. Then there's this right here. And this isn't as optimized as it should be, I think, because this is tilted forward. So what I'm going to do is this hole here and this hole here, I'm going to move both of those holes about 1/16 of an inch forward to get this right here, the top of this boot, closer to this guy right here on the bottom, and then that should help. I do notice that when I come up and try to open the canopy just from the get-go on the outside, I'm always kind of surprised now because it does go up just a hair, but it locks, and it will not go up. I mean, that thing it's locking up. So as soon as I can get these things locked into place with the configuration, it's not going to go up. So see how that's canting back? So if I move these holes forward, I think I can take out the backlash, or whatever you want to call it in the system, and get this. I took this from 6 degrees up to 2.5 degrees. And so I think moving these holes and keeping this configuration of the distance right here on these threads on each one of these rods will be good. And then just moving, positioning this more upright via these holes. So I'm not going to put that in this video, but that's my next steps. is, again, tweaking this with these holes, and then also tweaking this again. I don't know if I'm going to re-drill this hole because it's pretty close to the original, so I might just make a big hole, but this is pretty close to being closed. All right, so that is it. I'll show you how it raises up pretty good, pretty decent. All right, so that's it out here. That's the end of this video. Cheers. Thanks for watching.